Howdy Tabletop RPG fans, I'm Wrangleme, Grand Poobah of Game Design, and today's topic is RPG Design Systems for RPG designers and game masters who homebrew rules. Systems versus mechanics. In RPG design, at the core, are game mechanics or mechanisms. Mechanics are made from actions, methods, and particular objects. Actions would be what the player wants to do. Objects are game elements that the player wants to interact with. Methods are the rules that govern the ways the players interact. A common mechanic, like roll to hit, involves a player's choice. To hit an opponent, a method to interact, roll high on a d20, and objects that are the player character and the opponent. When an RPG designer collects mechanics like roll to hit and roll to dodge, they create a system of mechanics that work together. Systems are collections of mechanics that work together to create gameplay. Mechanics. Many RPGs share mechanics even if the mechanic is slightly different, like different dice rolling resolution systems. They are the atomic building blocks. The mechanic for roll to hit can be taken on its own or may share common design with the skill or power resolution. The mechanics for powering an ability with energy points is different than limiting spell use to slots per day, but they achieve similar goals of balancing a magic or power system that could be overpowered and abused. If the mechanics are granular enough, they can become quite complex. Part of modern RPG design is unification of mechanics to help make the cognitive load of learning an RPG easier for new players. Systems. The definition of a game system is a collection of game mechanics that work together to create gameplay. They may be composed of a single mechanic or several mechanics that work in unison. For instance, the previous slide had roll to hit points, armor, and tactical vantages. Together, those mechanics create a combat system. The complexity of that combat system is based on the individual mechanics and how they work together. Once the core combat system is working, you can adjust the way it works by altering how the bonuses or penalty work in tactical advantages or how health and armor work. I find that an aspect of good RPG system design is that the various systems are similar enough that players can logically infer their workings. It is the simplicity of system designs that make good RPGs easier for new players to learn. Systemic design. Balancing cognitive load and system complexity is part of good RPG design. In game design, we talk about emergent gameplay, the idea that players figure out new solutions using systems in ways that the designers never anticipated. If a game design is a network of connected systems, it is the way those systems connect that determines if a design is systemic. When your environmental systems affect your combat system, you have a systemic design. One area of vast differentiation in RPG design and player preference is death systems. Games like Toon or Teenagers from Outer Space don't have specific death system. Characters can get hurt only to bounce back later. Games that are particularly hardcore will have combat extremely dangerous, and it affects how players use the other game systems to avoid combat. Games that have death but make it particularly difficult to die strike a balance between hardcore and silly to create a sense of danger without much anxiety. It has been said by others that you can't copyright game mechanics, but Magic the Gathering showed that you can patent a game mechanic like tapping a card. Cloning is still a controversial problem in video games, where releasing a new and innovative game will get you cloned within weeks of release. While having innovation will help carve out a niche for your RPG in a vast sea of others, it helps to rethink how systemic your gameplay, setting, loot, and player progress systems create emergent gameplay that engages new players and keeps them coming back. Thank you all for watching this episode. Hit like, subscribe, or ring the bell, or Booger will get you. If you want to see more videos like this, go to hopspush.com and buy an RPG or t-shirt. Do good, annoy evil, and bye-bye.